Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Revernos. In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can make your first iOS app. I'll be taking you all the way from beginning to end to make this app we're looking at now. This is a quiz app where you can take 3 different types of quiz, a music theory quiz, an artist quiz, or an instrument quiz. When you tap one of the buttons, it will take you to a quiz that quizzes you on various aspects of music. And if you get it right, then it will tell you got it right. And if you get it wrong, then it will tell you got it wrong. So we're going to make this app totally from scratch today. So let's dive right in. Once you've created your application, the first thing we're going to do is change the name of our view from content view to home screen view, because this will be the home screen of our application. We're actually going to copy that and replace this content view down here with home screen view. And then we'll also go to the app file and then change this to home screen view also. Now, if you meet me back in our home screen view, we can go ahead and clear out this VStack. And now we're going to add our user interface elements. We'll add something to just let the user know what the name of the app is. We'll just call it Music Quiz App for now. And we're also going to add some navigation links so we can visit other pages from here. Remember, we're going to have a feature in this app where you can take various types of quizzes, and so we need different buttons so the user can navigate to and from those quiz views. So now that we have our home screen view, we're going to copy this code, and then we're going to create 3 additional views. So we can go ahead and copy this. We'll create an instrument quiz view, and then we'll copy it again. We'll create an artist quiz view, sorry. And lastly, we'll have a music theory quiz view. And now that we have our views, we're actually going to add our navigation so that you can actually navigate between the different views. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a navigation view. And we'll have our VStack actually sitting inside of this navigation view, but we don't want this text to be part of our navigation, so we'll go ahead and pull that out and just have that inside of the view itself. Inside of our navigation view in our VStack, we're going to add a navigation link with the destination. The destination, let's set this equal to music theory quiz view. And we'll ignore this label for now. And then we'll have an opening and closing curly bracket, and inside of that we'll have text, and this will just be the button that actually takes you to the view. So we'll call this Take a Music Theory Quiz. And now that we have our navigation link set up, we can copy and paste that for our other views. So we can say Take an Artist Quiz, and this will go to the quiz view. And then we can say Take an Instrument Quiz, and this will go to our instrument view. Alright, and now if you run this, it should work, and you'll be able to navigate between the different views. So I'll meet you in the simulator and we can see what we have so far. Once you run the app, you'll see this is just a pretty bare bones application. It just tells you the name of the app, and then you can navigate to our different views. But we're about to change that. We're going to build out the functionality, and then I'll show you how you can make this app look a little better. So keep watching the video, and let's actually add some functionality to this app. The next thing we'll do is build out some of the quiz functionality. So we'll create a struct and call it question. And the question will have 3 parts. The actual question itself, which is a string. We'll have multiple options that the user can select from, and that will be an array of strings. And then lastly, it will have a correct answer that will also be a string. Next, we'll create our quiz view. Our quiz view will sort of be the input view that is used to populate our other views, the instrument quiz view, artist quiz view, music theory quiz view. The quiz view will sort of be the base template that they all use to display questions. So let's go ahead and create that. We'll use the struct. This will be a view. And we'll need a list of questions in each of our views, so we'll create that now. That will be an array of questions. We'll also need a variable to keep track of the index of each question that we're asking. So this will be a state variable. We'll call that current question index and set that equal to 0 for now. We'll also need a variable that contains the answer selected by the user. So that will be state private var selected answer. That will be a string. And then we'll need another variable to show an alert, alerting the user of whether they got the answer right or wrong. So now we can actually create the body for this view. So for our body, some view. Inside of our view, we'll start with the VStack. And then we're going to actually display the question itself. So we'll create some text. And then we'll go to questions, which is our list of questions that we have. We'll get the current question. And then whatever the actual question is for this, that's actually what we're going to display for the user. We'll make this a title. And then we'll just add some padding just to make it look a little nice. If you're getting this error saying can't find questions in scope, you probably did the same thing I did and forgot to put an S on questions. Then once you add it, that should go away. And now we're going to create a loop that presents all of the options available for this question as buttons. So we'll start with the for each. We'll go to questions, get the current question. We'll get the options available for that question. For the ID, we'll just pass in self. And then we'll do option N, and we'll create a button. This button will have an action. It'll set the selected answer equal to the option that they tap. And then we'll set show alert equal to true to inform the user of whether or not they got the question correct. The next thing we'll do is we'll format the options that we have. We'll add some padding. We'll set a maximum width and we'll set that equal to infinity for our button. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble spelling infinity today. And then we'll set the background. We'll set that color equal to gray with the A, and we'll set the opacity there to 0.2. Lastly, we'll set the corner radius equal to 10 on this. Make sure you spell padding correctly. And then lastly, after this next curly bracket, we'll just add some more padding just to make it look a little nicer. The next thing we're going to do is add a spacer. Make sure you're on the other side of the curly bracket. And then go one curly bracket beneath that. And we're actually going to set up our alert here. So we'll do .alert. In order to determine if this is going to be presented, we're going to use our show alert variable. And then we'll close out that parenthesis and create another set of curly brackets. Now we can actually create our alert. So we'll have alert and an opening bracket. The title will be text, and it will just say whether or not they got the answer correct or incorrect. So if the answer they selected is the same as the correct answer, so we'll need our current question index here and get the correct answer. And if they got it correct, we'll say correct. Otherwise, we'll say they got it wrong. And then on the other side of that first bracket, we can pass in our message. Our message will be another text field that will say the correct answer is, and then make sure you use a backslash. And inside of the parentheses, we'll pass in the correct answer, which we can copy from above. And then we'll have a period just to end out that sentence. On the other side of this parenthesis, we'll create our dismiss button. The dismiss button will have default text that just says next. And then we can go ahead and close up our alert. We'll set the current question index equal to the current question index plus 1, so we can cycle to the next question. Also, make sure you close out that parenthesis for our alert, and then any errors should go away. The next thing we're going to do is actually implement this quiz view. Now, if you go back to our artist quiz view or any of the other quiz views that we created, The first thing we need to do is create a list of questions and put that at the top and make sure you have options and correct answers for your questions. And then inside the body, we just reference the quiz view and then pass in the questions that we define above. I just went ahead and pre-typed all of this out so I wouldn't have to do all of this typing on camera. And then we can just go ahead and copy and paste this same structure into our other quiz views and just edit the questions as we see fit. So this is what our app looks like now. The next thing we're going to do is make this home screen look a little better, but just to show you the functionality, if you take an artist quiz and get the answer correct, it tells you the correct answer. And then if you get it wrong, it tells you got it wrong and tells you what the right answer is. This view looks okay, so we're just going to focus on making the home screen look a little better, and then that'll be it for this tutorial. So let's make this home screen look nicer. To prevent this video from being too long, I'll just walk you through some of the changes I made off camera. The first thing I did was we created this struct that is the quiz button view that has a title and a color so that we can pass that in our home screen view and our navigation links, and then we can use this to have a consistent formatting across all the buttons and do that in a more repeatable way. And then we just have some extra formatting components down here that I won't dive too deep into. And then we also added some formatting to the top of our screen. So now let's just go back into our simulator and see what the app looks like now. This is what our app looks like now. There's definitely more things we could do to make this look like a production quality app, but I just wanted to show you the basics today. Subscribe and I'll make a video in the future about how to make your apps look really production quality. But this is what our app looks like. It takes you to the quiz view, and then you can see that we have our buttons here. And then you can take your artist quiz or the instrument quiz. So this was just a quick introduction into how to make your first iOS app. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because we'll be posting a lot more content about iOS app development going forward. We'll also have videos about programming in Python and about the technology industry as a whole. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.